it'll be new to me, whatever it is you're talking about.
Okay, well.
If that is,
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hey, we are live.
hello.
All right, welcome to a sleep-deprived but numb Freethought blog crew and cast for the weekend. These are our closing remarks. We're going to talk a little bit about our favorite moments from the conference and some of the panels that we were on this weekend. My name is Brianne. I had solely a back-end role this time. It was actually kind of nice. It was just hosting panels, doing social media, things like that. So I had a lot of fun doing it. I've been hanging out in my robe all weekend, drinking lots of highly sugared soda, and it's been great. So we have a lot of other people here. You guys go ahead, speak on up.
Real quick, I'll say my piece because I don't know if I'm still making a lot of noise or not.
That's good. You're good.
It's actually a lot better now.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe I'm sitting on a tablet because my wife and son are in the other room watching Alien right now, and I certainly do not want to interrupt the classics.
No.
No. Good movie. Good movie.
But I had a really good time. Got to be in 2 panels, and also I really liked that Jason tapped me at the last minute to tech host the kinky sex panel, and when that showed up on my YouTube feed, a whole bunch of people who's the atheist experience were like, "What the hell? I've never heard of this type."
I will have you know, that was a fought-after topic. Jason and I actually had to do rock, paper, scissors to see who would get to have kinky sex on Saturday. And it just didn't work out for either of us. So
Yeah, unfortunately, it turns out it was on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm flipping my lower third around because I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
There we go.
So my favorite parts of the con were the parts that I got to see.
Yeah, there is so much that I will be watching later because, frankly, if I wasn't doing something, I was either actually preparing for another conference that'll be happening this summer or scrambling to make other things happen. So yeah, it's been busy.
Yeah, sometimes the work of having to address the technical issues, by the time everything got sorted, a panel had been already going for about 15 minutes, so there'll be a lot, yeah. Happily, they're all on YouTube, so everyone who's watching, all you have to do is go to YouTube and search for FtBCon3. Otherwise, someone usually puts a list together or a link together that takes
I do
all
it.
of them, right?
I'll do
Thanks,
it.
Miri.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get that link up on the FtBCon.org up in the side where we have all the previous conferences.
Of course, all of the sessions are also presently on FtBCon.org, so you can just scroll down it. You don't have to necessarily look for the list of, if you want to get started now. You just go there, scroll down a bit. It's all there.
Richard, you were busy today.
Yeah, I guess. I actually got to watch. Not only was I in the first 2, but I actually got to watch the rest of the day, which was nice. I didn't expect that I was going to be able to. So it was great. I'm glad I missed a lot of yesterday's. I mean, I'm sad I missed a lot of yesterday's.
Hey, now.
I'm glad I got to see it today. The stuff today. So.
Awkward.
I gotta get more capable though as a facilitator. I still feel a little awkward and unsavvy about that, but I would love to do more. So once again, next year, hopefully, I can make that happen. But I appreciate everyone doing all that work you guys did. It was fantastic. Everything came off pretty well today, or this weekend.
With
I think
the exception of Sastra's talk.
that will be.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. We'll make it happen.
But that was a problem on her end, right? Her audio issue?
Yeah.
It was a tech issue of some kind, yeah, probably the mic.
Yeah, what kind of rinky-dink operation are we running that we're not flying out to every speaker's
I
getting their tech
understand.
fixed?
I understand that folks were frustrated, but nobody, well, probably almost nobody here is a professional. Even if I were a tech support person, there's not a lot I can do at a distance. I literally don't even know where she lives. It's probably not in New York City though, or else that would have come up at some point.
Well, And I will say, anybody who was paying attention to Scott Lohman's talk last night recognized this background because he was having so many technical issues. I just said, come over. Come over an hour early. We will get you set up. We'll get you on our internet, which is good.
And I'm so glad you did, because it was awesome.
Yeah.
I think my favorite aspect of the weekend was just, and I wonder how I didn't notice it that much in the 2 previous FtBCons, but there was this feeling of like togetherness and collaboration that is what I like most about in-person conferences. There's like, we're all watching this stuff together, we're all talking, like, I at one point was like messaging another panelist on one of my panels during the panel. It was Wes, because I said that I had reason in my blog title first, and therefore I am more reason. So we got in a little pretend pissing match over that, over a Facebook message.
You've got my vote.
Thank you. Yeah, anyone else, I would gladly take your votes. But yeah, so, a lot of people, I think when we first floated this idea, however fucking long ago it was, there was some skepticism that an online streaming conference could ever recreate that feeling that we get at cons. And obviously it can't entirely, but it can approximate it, and that's what I look forward to most in making it happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goofiness that you get at cons when things have been going for a long time was definitely present in the chat room last night.
Yes.
Or was that this morning? I don't remember. It all went together.
It was certainly today. I don't know. I wasn't able to participate yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate having that chat room. That's something that I wouldn't have anticipated in this kind of setup. Having that Frangula chat room has just been magnificent. It's added so much to the con.
Mm-hmm. And the regulars and the folks who run that chat room have been so good to us. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Yes, they're definitely pros. Everybody in the chat room deserves big props for how they handled everything today. And yesterday, and the day before. And the last time, and the time before that.
I especially enjoy the chat room when I'm doing one of my panels about sex or relationships or mental health or any of that, because it's this like awesomely vibrant combination of people sharing their experiences, people talking about the science, people sharing resources, and then sometimes, like, some panels I've been able to watch that as I'm in the panel, and I'm able to incorporate it, not just in a sense of like questions being asked, but points being raised or like research being discussed.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of neat too. I mean, today they were talking about the subject of cytochromes came up, and I don't know what panel was actually going on the other side, but it's really neat because when you're at a conference, you have some chance for interaction that's not actual. Richard.
That was my subject that ended up people talking. They went in a big biology talk. So I don't get hangovers, and so we got into the biology of alcohol and how it affects you. And I asked, like, well, is there some physiological reason? And then some people got into a whole discussion. It was very fascinating in the chat room as to the physiology of that. And people speculating that I have a duplicated gene of this particular gene. I was like, this is neat. But they actually had like they had plausible biological explanations as to why that I might be different from other people in that respect.
The consensus in the chat room right now is apparently they do not agree with our positive assessment of them.
I see.
Just
okay,
to make this extra meta.
Not those at all. Take your compliments. I'm shaking my fist at my netbook, which has the IRC on it.
Oh man, doing all of this on one computer this weekend has been a challenge. I'm like, no, what am I looking at? Wait, there, no, there, yeah.
I had 2 this time, but I had 1 each previous time that we've done it, and it was like horrific. I was like, what? That's how I was. That's literally how I was.
That is how you compute. This is computing.
I just checked. I have 18 tabs open and 2 different browsers.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
have
about right.
restarted so many times this weekend.
Uh,
Not necessarily because things were bogging down, although that did happen once or twice, but just because I'm like, I can't do that in the middle of a panel. Better do it now.
I am looking forward to going back and watching all of the videos that I did not get a chance to see. I'm planning on putting together a playlist of just having it drone on and on and on, and it'll be my week, my next full week.
Yeah, I think so. The last 2 times that we had FtBCon, it was actually like a really busy time for me otherwise, and this would be as well. Except apparently New York is about to get hit with like the snowstorm of all snowstorms. So while I'm sitting on my ass, I will get to catch up on all these videos. Yeah, we're supposed to get between 2 and 3 feet in like a day's time.
So you're going to wait for at least 12 hours before running out to the store for provisions, right?
But
You're going to wait
no
a
more
while before you
provisions.
go. No, there are no provisions. You get to eat
I
your
don't know.
cat.
What are you
I mean,
going
I
to
could
do
just
without
go to
my
the deli
cat?
on the corner.
Yeah.
Oof. Does anybody else need a drink?
I've been drinking pretty steadily for a few hours now.
I should have asked you if you. So the little-known secret of FtBCon is that most of it happens here in this house. Most of the running. So when I said I should have asked Jason if he wanted a drink.
If I got up, you would see my my pajama pants, though, which I've been in the entire time.
If I got up, you would see that I am wrapped up in 2 fleece blankets because it is so cold in this room.
For what it's worth, I've got a work outfit on because that's just how I felt like dressing.
I finished a bottle of Highland Park single malt.
Wow.
Well, as long as you
Did it start full?
Yes, there. As you can see, empty. No, it wouldn't start full, not at all. No, it had a little bit left, and I had to kill it, so I did. And I'm out of the good stuff, so now I'm back to my gigantic Costco Jameson.
This is what high-powered, high-quality biblical scholars Jameson.
Well, you get it. It's really affordable at Costco. You get these gigantic bottles of it, and if you drink like Nick Charles, like I do, it's
and
the way to
the
go.
only real cost is in having to drink it.
Yeah. Your liver, your poor liver.
Oh, I was thinking taste buds.
Oh, Jameson's not bad for an affordable blend. That's all right. It's not Highland Park, but
It's not even Redbreast.
I do like Redbreast. Yeah.
So I've decided that one of these days I have to visit Stephanie and Jason for FtBCon.
That would put 90% of the resources for FtBCon in this house.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a bandwidth problem?
No, not here.
Okay.
But what if we had like Chelsea and Ben and like? I mean, how far could we take this? Is what I'm asking, basically.
I think at a certain point, yes, we will actually spam out the bandwidth.
Yeah, at some point.
So
Not
you
to
can't make
mention chase out spouses who are being very patient with this.
Oh.
Aww.
So you can't make it an ambition. It can't be a goal to have all of us there for a con.
Not if we're going to broadcast it.
Yeah.
On everybody's
Well,
computer.
to be fair, we're usually not all in the same panel like this, so there could be a big screen for watching and then 1 or 2 people for actual conning. But usually, I think it's just one of us.
That's a good point, because if you only have 1 at a time, or maybe 2 concurrent sessions, yeah, you're right. That wouldn't be difficult.
Although, I will say Chelsea and Ben were also broadcasting from the same place.
Oh.
So, it's an FtBCon thing.
Because I also noticed, so in the past we've had a lot more concurrent sessions going on, and I think this time it was a combination of busyness and then difficulty with rescheduling. But at some point we may again have a situation where there's almost always 2 things going at once, which is so fun from the social media standpoint. Like, go click on this link, no, go click on that link.
Yeah, we need to, if we're going to expand it past the 1 track more permanently. Like if we're going to try to do 2 tracks the whole way through, 2 full programs, we need to automate some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I've got lots of ideas and no time to do it.
Yeah, well.
I say we, but it's really you guys because I didn't run much of the social media at all this time around. So you guys have been doing some of that already, which is cool.
Yeah, well, we figured out some ways to like I didn't realize that you could create the Hangout and then create the YouTube link in advance. I thought that was something that just had to wait until 10 minutes before. So knowing that, we could make them a while in advance. But not so long that everyone's all like, can we move the panel to this other time? So that would ugh.
Okay, so somebody in the chat room has finally noticed that Jamila is here.
Yay!
Yes, you mentioned Jamila, though she is apparently deep conditioning her hair at the moment.
Yeah, she's not going to be on video. We might get her to unmute, though. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But yes, Jamila, and this was kind of sprung in the chat room last night, but Jamila is joining FTB. We should expect to see her blog very soon. Yeah.
We rule.
I think that's Jamila rules.
Right.
And we get the ruling closer to us now.
Yeah, no, it's a transitive property. We now rule by virtue of being associated with her. Because, hive mind and all that, whatever.
Oh, right. Oh, we're all going to be so much smarter.
I look forward to that day. Finally smart. Conversational lemmings. This happened a lot in the last panel, too. The last panel for last year was that we would be like all excited and then deflate. And we have to take breaths.
My brain is just jelly. I can't wait to take some time off and then come back to these and watch them again. Jelly.
Yeah. We don't have an agenda, right? So that's the thing. Like normally
you hit all of these important points.
Yeah, hit the next thing on the list is what you would do, but we don't have a list anymore, so we're done.
The list is the list of drinks available to you.
I tried to get people in this house to enjoy the awesomeness that is LaCroix, and nobody here liked it. No, look at the face Stephanie's making right now. Nobody liked it.
Aww.
Nobody liked what? Nobody liked what? I missed that.
Steph, you're muted.
My water, this not my water. I didn't make it. It's natural lime flavored sparkling water. It's what they drink in Italy.
You made water and you made me drink it.
Brianne, that face is entirely because I'm the only person in the house you didn't offer any to. I'm the one who likes it.
Oh, watch this. This is going to be some meta shit. Just watch.
I don't even know which door she's going in.
Yes, she just ran from one panel to another.
It has this much left, but that's okay.
That's empirical evidence that, yes, we are geolocated. Similarly.
We could do magic tricks for the next one based on this.
Just hand the thing off screen.
It's too bad that you can't control the order of the people. I don't even know what that's based on, actually. Alphabetical order?
Yeah, it's alphabetical.
It is? Oh, okay.
But then, Stephanie, why am I last and not you?
No, you always see yourself last. You're between Jason and Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we just learned something.
So I'm last on mine. So on the
and it's
down.
a really great thing that we're all experts in this tool that we've been using all weekend.
Look, nobody is ever an expert in Google+. They're only slightly less ignorant about it.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a pretty good idea of the process, and it's a page-and-a-half worth of bullet point, step-by-step things just to get a single hangout set up properly.
And it'll all change by 2016.
Yeah.
It actually didn't change much since last time. I was so astounded.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have to learn it all over again. I was completely confused.
I'm pretty sure that whole being able to schedule more hangouts than just the one that's next is a new thing. I'm pretty sure that's new for this con.
No, it's not. I
like-
discovered it last time, and I didn't change the instructions.
Oh,
Ah.
I know the first time when I was first figuring out all of this stuff, I could not schedule more than one at a time. I know for certain that it would not. It would say you're already in a hangout when I try to make another one, even if I didn't have it open. So I guess it changed at the second one, and we didn't realize until you realized, and then
Wait,
the
so
communication didn't happen.
in the chat room, Tim Farley said that he's not sure what happens if you have multiple pending invites or hangouts from a single YouTube account. But isn't that what we've been doing?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, no, technically not. We've been opening the hangout and then inviting people at showtime.
Yep.
We haven't been inviting
'cause you
people to the
can't-
hangout.
Yeah, and you can't have more than one open at a time. That I do know. But I didn't
Right.
realize that you were able to like close it out and then come back to it some other time.
Yep.
So yeah, there are lots of little pieces around this whole process that are impenetrable. It would be really nice to be able to automate all of it from start to end, where we have people submit their topics, their proposed speakers, and then it gets put into a schedule that shows up scheduled on a master calendar that we already have set up, that we don't have to export to Lanyard, that we could theoretically press the button to publish to Lanyard if we wanted to continue using it.
So I don't think we can do that, but what we can do, and what I suggest doing for next time, is creating a Google form, which is really easy, and then it'll automatically populate a spreadsheet. So not a perfect solution, but it's already easier than for me. Like, I was getting all these emails and trying to pull the relevant information out of them. So that'll help, and also being clear with people that if they're making like a panel proposal, it needs to be submitted ready. Like, this is my title, this is my description, these are my panelists that I've already talked to and they're interested. Here are the times that we think will be available. Not like, oh, I want to do a talk on online harassment, and I'm like, okay, what is it going to be about? What are you going to call it? Who are you going to ask to speak on it?
Yeah, and then if you're getting up to like a week out from the con and they still haven't gotten back to you with a list of people who's gonna show up, that's
what was happening, and it got especially tricky once we postponed, because had we had all that information, it would have been a really easy just contact the same people, be like, okay, what new time are you available? But yeah, that got a little messed up. There were definitely some people whose emails I did not answer, and I still feel guilty about that, and I officially apologize for not answering your email.
Officially apologize to anybody who has not been contacted about FtBCon.
Which means the vast majority of the people in the world. So sorry.
All 70 billion minus
Sorry, I
33 of
failed you all.
Mind your Venn diagrams.
There are a lot of people that I would have loved to have gotten involved into various things at FtBCon, and we simply ran out of time to do all of the proposing and all of the wrangling ourselves. It's extremely time consumptive, and we need to spread out the work more than we have.
I'm
And
actually.
I know I keep saying this every year.
Yeah.
So I already
keep
have
trying.
a list of a bunch of panel ideas for next time, but I'm also making a list of specific people that I want to reach out to and be like, hey, would you be interested in participating? If so, what are some stuff you'd want to talk about? And then see what I can like create out of that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
You know who should be on that list?
Yeah.
Jamia.
Yeah.
Jamia should be on that list.
Putting her on it right now. Done.
Hold on, I'm here. Hi.
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 It's bath time at the Jamila household here, and so while there is a nude little person running about, stop it, quiet. Yeah.
It's
Hi everybody. I've been listening. I just have been negotiating bedtime, as is our process here. Yes. I'm losing. I need pointers.
Oh, by little person you meant children. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Very giggly.
I'm sorry, but my only advice is don't start. That's how I solved that problem.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. From your lips to.
Several years ago.
Yeah.
We've had a number of panels where children have contributed this year. It's it's been new. It's been interesting.
Oh, you mean contributed without being listed?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, actually,
last minute drop-in panelists.
During the Teaching Critical Thinking panel, Hannah Messinger had the idea to do a panel on adultism, which is just the whole broad idea of children being denied a lot of rights in our society. And I think that's a really fascinating topic and would love to do it. But then I was thinking, there are some kids and teens who care a lot about this issue and speak about it and even do activism about it. And it would be really cool if some of them are in our movement.
Yeah, anybody who can be contacted and press gang child labor. that's not a topic that would come up in that panel.
Because that's sort of a typical thing, right? I was thinking we should talk about how adults are privileged over children, and then I'm like, but wouldn't the children's voices be totally missing from that conversation unless we found a way to add them?
Yeah, I think, frankly, it's an issue that we really need to be talking more about. There's no reason that most children, once they learn, particularly when they learn critical thinking, they're good at formulating their opinions and debating and advocating their cause. I'm not even exceptional in that I've got a 6-year-old who wins such an overwhelming percentage of our arguments, I don't even try and quantify it. But yeah, particularly when you teach a young person how to think critically, they turn around and use that, and that's intimidating to a lot of older than 18 years people, particularly when that younger than 18 years person is in your home and will starve if you don't feed him, her, them, they. And they're out arguing you. It takes a lot to really handle it sometimes because bedtime, nap time, cranky times are hard. But from a student saying, but I don't want to take this class even though my school says I should, to issues of, well, do I want to go on to birth control? I'm 16 and I'm autonomous over this body of mine. Or, I don't want chemotherapy, or I do want it and my parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. So issues that matter are issues that deeply impact the lives of young people, and we really need to make sure, I think, that we equip them better to articulate their positions. It's hard when you're that parent, though. It is absolutely in the interest of the parent to keep your young people lesser able to get into verbal fisticuffs with you, because I've got age and wile, but boy, can he just wear me down.
This actually came up on the Teaching Critical Thinking panel, is the fact that if you teach kids to think critically, don't be surprised that they will turn around and be able to out-argue you because they're just better at it than you, just by some natural fluke of talent. I know some 8- and 10-year-olds who could run circles around some philosophy professors.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can there be a panel next year? Kids versus Dr. Richard Carrier.
Are you smarter than a Bible scholar?
Bible school versus Bible scholar.
On a slightly more serious note, it would be really cool to do a panel on like secular camps for kids, where the panelists would be like both the people who run and teach at them, and also some kids who've gone to them.
Awesome.
I mean,
did we not ask Camp Quest to be in this one? We might have forgotten.
I don't
Camp
believe we
Quest
did.
Because I know they would have. I know they would have wanted to if we'd asked, and I had all my personal things going on, so I didn't remember to ask them. But next year, and I'm going to make a note. Next year, I'm going to ask them specifically because I know they would want to do a thing like that. Totally. So I'll make sure that happens next time we do this.
Haven't they done something before? I feel like they have.
Yes, they have, and I screwed it up. So I was the facilitator, and I totally fucked the whole thing up. That was one of the disasters last year, or last time we did it. So I owe them, frankly, to do something right next time. So I'm going to make sure that's on my list of things.
There was a representative from Camp Quest. I don't.
It was Dave Diskin.
Remember. Okay.
Fundraising panel, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, they might have more things. There might have been more than one. Yeah, I don't know, but Dave Diskin. That's right. It was the fundraiser, among other. The worst thing to screw up for them. But so sorry about that. But okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna put this on the list to make sure that happens next year.
But yeah, we've had kids on the radio talking about Camp Quest at Atheists Talk, and they're, well, as long as they don't get shy in front of a microphone, they're more than capable of talking about why it's a good thing. So, yeah, I think that would be a great panel.
It's really interesting that a lot of these kids who are, like, again, 8 and 10-year-old children who have vocabularies that rival people who are on the radio regularly, and you put a microphone in front of them and they're just so competent, so sharp. I'd love to harness that because they've also got all of the energy that we lack.
Let's get them on social media.
Yeah.
There we go.
They know how to do the tweeters and the face tubes and
face tubes.
the texting with the BRBs.
I still have to ask them on occasion what they use abbreviations. I don't know what they are, and I feel really stupid. Like, what does that mean? Thank you for explaining basic tech stuff to me.
There's this meme that was being passed around on Twitter recently that was talking about abbreviations that kids are using today, like GBD 911, which is George Bush did 9/11, things like that. JF stands for jet fuel. It's pretty great. It's not real, obviously. It's just making fun of the 9/11 truthers. But look at me explaining the joke. I'm old. That's the joke, you see.
All right, what else do we got? Do we have anything else? We're scheduled for an hour, but if we don't get there, it'll be all right. We're old.
I want to say that even though I wasn't part of this FtBCon, I did get to be announced that I'm joining the FtB network as a blogger, and I'm supremely excited about that, and I'm just so happy to be here, and I hope that we get to do an FtBCon in person in addition to online, because there is just so much that I really took away from just watching the panels. And the best part of cons is networking, unless you get to be all wrapped up in a nice snug blanket watching other people do all the heavy lifting, which I did not know I would love as much as I did.
There are advantages to both. We do something of an informal FtBCon. We sort of tag onto the side of Skepticon at Convergence, which is like, Convergence is the largest fan-run sci-fi and fantasy convention
in the Midwest.
In the Midwest. Okay.
It's actually
Dragon Con, right?
No, Dragon Con isn't fan run.
Ah, okay.
It is the largest fan-run science fiction and fantasy convention that runs every year, period. There have been some world cons that have been bigger, like this most recent one, I believe. But yeah, he's big.
When is the next one?
They are always 4th of July weekend.
Which of you are going?
Me.
Well, it's in Minneapolis, so...
Yeah.
So I signed up for some panels that seemed interesting, but I have no idea, like, I didn't even bother with this hotel lobby shit yet, because I don't even know what my financial thing is going to be come July, but hopefully I can find a way to, like, crash on someone's floor or something.
That'll be
I have
awesome.
no idea how that's going to go. This year they're doing hotel lobby.
I would need something similar to that if I were to go.
I'm sure we will all pull together and find some way to tuck people into corners with a sleeping bag.
I love that Mary's picture has frozen like that.
What happened? What happened?
Yeah.
It was you making a face over having to sleep on crash on somebody's floor.
Oh, I make a lot of faces, so.
Yeah.
But so Convergence exists, and FtBCon is sort of a large part of it and contributes a lot of science panels. And Freethought Blogs has a party room that is always adjacent to FtBCon's party room. And so we also provide a significant amount of the scientific, skeptical, atheist talent to the science track that FtBCon produces every year. We try to help them up as much as possible.
I would love to do a history of science thing for that at some point. Who would I talk to, or is it too late to?
It's too late this time.
For this year, yeah.
Yeah, but you can do it for next time, or you can do it for FtBCon too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I would love to have a reason to be able to expense going to that conference.
Yeah.
When do you start talking to them about that? Like immediately after the last conference, or?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a core constituency that does most of the programming, and we always have their ear because they're always kind enough to give. Like I am one of the people who can sort of act as an emissary to them from Freethought Blogs, and so I can try to get us in touch.
And we should never
I'll
ever
talk to you
mention
later about that.
we should never ever mention FtBCon without a shout out to Melanie, who organizes the whole damn thing, and her crew of volunteers.
She deserves so much recognition in the community, and I don't think that there have been a lot of people who have taken over the FtBCon planning over the years, and I don't think I've seen anybody do it with such style and overcome such adversity as Melanie, and so I love her to bits.
I'm putting the link for Convergence in the chat room. We were talking about hotels, and even though the two main hotels are lotteried off this year and kind of difficult to get into, it's held in Bloomington, which is like hotel mecca. There are so many freaking hotels in Bloomington, and a number of them work with the hotels there to shuttle back and forth, so run really late into the night. So don't get scared away by our talk about the hotel rooms.
Yeah, there are about 10 hotels within half a mile of the conference hotel.
As a warning for fellow city dwellers, Bloomington will suck your soul. You will want to bring some sort of self-care to that conference, because it will suck your entire soul.
Wait a minute, I missed
6,000
What are we talking
people.
about?
It's a suburb.
Andrew Tripp and I were just like dying.
You know, you can eat at the TGI Fridays or the Chili's.
And it's 6,000 people in a con, all of them trying to get to the TGI Fridays and the Chili's.
It was like So I'm not talking about the conference here, but the Bloomington aspect of it was like every terrible thing about my adolescence all rolled into one. Just the parking lots. It was just like this.
Don't even ask about public transportation. Forget it.
No.
I'm gonna ask about. No, I'm not gonna ask about it. I already know. So anyway, no, Convergence and Skepticon are truly wonderful. I just steal yourself from Bloomington. Steal yourself.
Yes, Marion, it is the Naperville of Minneapolis.
Oh, it's like the Long Island. Wait, I don't even know that we have like the New Jersey. There we go. The New Jersey of Minneapolis. I just went for the jugular with that.
Ouch. Not that bad. There's only so many stabbings.
David in the chat room feels bad for me. Good, you should, because it was awful. But no, the con is so cool because just like seeing all the people cosplaying is really, really fun for me. Like I took a ton of pictures and like was exposed to a lot of cool sci-fi fantasy things that I hadn't even been aware of. And we like ran Cards Against Humanity in the party room. It was super fun. The drinks are awesome.
Did you run any Cards Against Humanity hangouts this year?
So I chose not to do it because I got really frustrated with how buggy and awful it is. Like, I really do want to find a way to bring it back, maybe if they ever debug it a little more thoroughly, because that's like a really cool, that's another way to make FtBCon a little more, like, you know, our actual con experience might be.
Yeah, but how much do you really want another reason not to get sleep during a con you're running?
It's true fact.
If somebody else wants to run all this, I'll just like, you know, hang out with everybody. That's cool.
No, honestly, I would do the Cards Against Humanity if only it weren't so buggy. Because losing sleep to play a fun game with your friends is awesome. Losing sleep to have the game crash every 10 seconds, less awesome.
Yeah. I think that Cards Against Humanity kind of loses its appeal with the standard deck. After like 2 or 3 games, you start to get a lot of repeats, and it's not as fun. I like the fact that the Cards Against Humanity, the deck that you were using last year, is a customized deck that, you know, actually is relevant to us.
Ah, right.
Okay, so just a poll, just to appease my curiosity. Who here funded Exploding Kittens this weekend? Did anyone, aside from me?
Exploding Kittens?
I find that offensive, and I will not participate in such a sinful.
Was this like before or after you were eating babies?
This was
monster.
So this was. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The Kickstarter that Oatmeal did with the new card game coming out. They hit like $1 million on their first day for Kickstarter, and then they hit 2 million, and it's just it went crazy. Sorry, bad word. It exploded. Exploding Kittens exploded. So I just thought out of like $2 million in profits, there was a chance that somebody else in this chat room might have also funded it.
None of us are making any money off of this con. Where are we going to get the money to explode a kitten?
True.
Well, I mean, with $2 million, I'm back, by the way. Hi.
Hey, hey.
I feel like you could split off a whole lot of local kitten exploding groups. I mean,
What?
it costs that much.
Yeah, no, just being able to spread the word of exploding a kitten. Just being able to create a whole lot of little local groups for it. That's a great idea.
You're sure we're not talking about like kitten hand grenades where you throw a bomb and then kittens explode out of it? Did no one ever play Teenagers from Outer Space? Was it just me? What? It's a role-playing game. It was based on a cartoon. You could throw popcorn grenades. It would fill a mall with popcorn, and you could make one that would use kittens instead of popcorn. So they'd be live kittens. It's just they'd explode out of the bomb. Anyway, so
that sounds like true genius.
Yeah, the ending.
Jason, you are disowned. It is real genius.
Real genius. Oh, I'm sorry. All my geek cred.
Oh, very good. Yes. See, I didn't know what he was talking about. Stephanie figured that out. Okay, very good.
I love this is a offshoot here from the conversation. I love that the new hipster is like someone wrote in the chat room. I backed the Kickstarter before it reached 50,000. And I was just talking to someone the other day who saw a video and they were like, I saw that video on YouTube before they reached 20,000 hits. I love that.
Oh, thank you. PZ actually finally just explained what it is, because nobody had bothered so far. So it's apparently a card game like oatmeal.
You don't listen to me.
I don't believe you said it. Oh, so this is going to be something that's going to replace Cards Against Humanity as the next thing that we're going to...
Right.
No.
Yeah. Marion says the next Kickstarter, after you fund Exploding Kittens, go right on over to some Secular Women Work and explode that one.
Okay, I'm good with that.
You know, I just typed exploding into Google and it immediately suggested kittens. Like that
tells me
it's $3 million. For you.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I need to fund it at this point.
No,
No,
come to the
they
conference
should give
instead.
Everybody 3
Yes.
copies at this point.
Although sometimes it's more expensive to scale it up, but I'm assuming that after what happened with the Tesla fundraiser, he was prepared for scaling up.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
game really that good? I'm a skeptic.
Nobody has played it. Of course we're skeptics. We have no idea if it's good. We're just assuming, because the oatmeal is generally funny, that he'll be able to pull it off.
Maybe I should get one.
Get your Secular Woman Work ticket first.
I already got one. I got
she
the ticket plus swag. I legitimately don't even know if I can go. Like, because there are a few situations in which I could go and a few in which I couldn't, and I don't know which is going to happen.
So are the
that
tickets
fun.
transferable?
Yes.
But I don't want to give it to anyone else. I want to have it.
Well,
if
yes,
you
but if you
don't-
have to, you're not out the money. So,
Yeah, that's true. No.
yeah.
Oh.
I was like, that just made no sense to me. I was like, but why would I want to give my ticket to another person when I want to be the one who uses the ticket?
You guys, we've had 2 people who have contacted us and said, can I buy a ticket and give it to somebody else? You pick a deserving person?
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
yeah, well, you can do that. Thank you.
Yes, we like it when that happens.
Yes.
Other than Exploding Kittens and Kickstarters or cons.
I don't know. I think
anything
I like people being cool better than Exploding Kitten.
else? Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Anything anybody wants to say about the con before we all just sort of melt?
Actually, I do want to say something. Because we had Debbie doing the opening remarks relatively early for a lot of people were probably in transit coming home. Do not miss those. She had some really smart, really compassionate things, really
Inspiring.
really good thing, yeah, inspiring things to say about the fact that, you know, we don't all get along and want to do all the same things and all that stuff. So go watch that.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Yeah.
And we have to do this again next year. I thought that was great. I want to keep doing this.
So as we say every year, more people should help out.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe just saying. No, I mean, I would happily keep doing it even at the level where it's at. But first of all, Stephanie and Jason and Bran might not agree with that. And second, like, it will be a better con the more people are involved, because that's more people to catch our dumb fucking mistakes. That's more people to bring their own perspectives. More people to do the stuff that, like, I think would be really fun to do, but I just don't have the time. Like, what if in the weeks leading up to the con, we publish, like, previews of all the panels and really pump up, you know, get people pumped up and, like, talk about the cool panelists we have. But, like, I don't have time to write all of those posts myself, you know.
Yeah, and also more people to talk to panelists who, you know, you're having a conversation at another conference and they're saying something really interesting, and you know, like 3 other people with interesting perspectives on that, and you say to them, you guys should be a panel. Because, you know, I brought in people from friends of mine in science fiction and fantasy. We brought in 2 people who work with the ADA initiative this year. I brought in Valerie Aurora for a couple of panels, and Jason brought in
Honeywell.
Thank you, Honeywell. I was blanking on her last name because I'm used to her Twitter handle. So yeah, you know, the more people we bring in from more perspectives, I think the better a con we put on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not to call anybody out, but Ed Brayton probably knows some really cool people. Okay, so I guess I did just call him out.
Yeah, PZ might know 1 or 2 of them too.
Maybe a little bit. Like, didn't he get David Brin on a panel once? I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
While at the same time, we definitely need to get more star power. It was really cool to be able to get people who don't normally get a voice onto panels. I loved the fact that never mind the fact that Thunderfoot tweeted it and a bunch of harassers came in to spam up the comments. The Asexual Spectrum Atheists panel from Friday night was excellent.
I can't believe they went after that.
Well, they went after it
of all the
because
things.
Thunderfoot tweeted it because he's a small-minded provincial bigot, and he wants to stamp out difference, as far as I can tell.
What were his issues, or his
he said
swarms issues?
It was like the worst intersection between Tumblr and what was the other thing, FTB or
FTB.
just
the nightmarish.
Don't assume that there's logic at play here, because you're gonna fall flat.
There has to be something. There has to be a reason. There has to be a motivation. Like, why does he even care?
He figured it's an easy mark because most people won't understand asexuality, and rather than suggesting that, you know, it might be interesting to learn about something you don't know, now we'll just point fingers at it and throw people into the comments.
Mm-hmm. Well, the word sex was in it, as MAMLB just pointed out in the chat room, and obviously that's going to be a draw for us, you know, us sex-hating feminists, and beyond the fact that this is a panel of asexuals who don't experience.
Called kinky sex. So
we also had a panel called kinky sex. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't get it.
I don't understand it either. I will say this, that I am very glad that Thunderfoot, since coming out as an asshole, has been able to live openly. It's very easy for him to have been able to come out of the closet. I know what it's like to not be able to share a part of your person with the world publicly, and so it's very good for him and for all of his fans to be able to live publicly as assholes.
I mean, I've been there, and when you have to hide your identity from everyone around you, you know, like, such a big part of who you are, you know, it really is like being in a literal closet. You know, you can't even see the light. Damn.
I don't care about him at all. I would have left him alone if he would leave us alone. I don't know why he keeps coming after us. I don't get it.
So badly. That's the part I don't get.
We are cursed with insufficient opponents.
I was sort of thinking, like, over the course of the weekend, how a lot of these trolls, like, they have nothing to contribute, so they tear down others' contributions to sort of make it look like they're doing something. It is so ridiculous because, you know, someone said to Stephanie that she does nothing and contributes nothing when she's making an entire conference and, like, all the other shit that she does. I mean,
she's like, hang on, I'll answer that as soon as I'm done organizing this conference, running this one, setting up the next thing. I'll be right there.
And it's ridiculous because... Sorry, go on.
all I did was tweet, "You do absolutely nothing, you contribute fuck all," in quotes, says the guy spending his time on YouTube comments.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
always tell us to, like, oh, get off the internet and do something real. Well, we do that all the time. Like, I would never say anything about my work to these people because I don't want them going after my workplace, but as some of you may know, I do things. I do.
Yeah.
It's a low... We totally talked about this in the digital self-defense. We talked about it in the psychology of trolls. It's low value, low impact to their time, but in aggregation, it becomes a denial of service on your time, and that's what they're trying for. They're just throwing out anything to trigger you.
That's a great way of putting it. It's a meat space denial of service. It's like a human interactive denial of service attack, right? It's not using robots. It's using just your own personal time and your own swarm of fans to do that. So, yeah, that's a good analogy. But the earlier remarks just made me remember, like, Hina Databoy did a blog recently where she met some of these trolls at a party once, and one of them was ragging on her for having no job, but she actually has a job. She's gainfully employed in a regular way, and it let slip that he didn't have a job. so he thought it was a thing to mock somebody as not having a real job because you're a blogger, even though in fact she's both. And yet he's this guy who doesn't have a real job. And so he thinks that's a criticism of us.
So
this
I'm
is
sure
my
that
job.
not every case is projection like that, but that's some pretty grand scale projection.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry guys, we have jobs. Many of us have regular day jobs, although not everybody. And on top of that, we blog. And on top of that, we just ran a conference. So, how'd you spend your weekend?
I got random one time.
They spent the whole weekend watching our conference.
Yeah, they did. Sorry, Russell, go ahead.
I said I got a random tweet one time asking me, like, from just some random guy, to help him support Gamergate or whatever. And I said, as someone who works in the game industry, I take online harassment really seriously. And he of course exploded, but one of the things he said is, "Oh, bullshit, you don't work in the game industry." And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what my actual position is, but yes, I do. But
and you've all heard the name of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous what kind of personal attacks they'll throw at you. I mean, remember, he contacted me and asked me to agree with him. I didn't actually reach out to him or anything.
Oh, you're unethical though,
Yeah.
because you work in the industry and you don't share his ethics. You are unethical. So
Right.
you better be careful. Now you're gonna get doxxed and swatted and whatever.
It is 8 o'clock. Any last words before we go turn into Jello?
They really wanted me to share with you all that I said that when I saw that this is called Wrapping It Up, I always thought of condoms, and I've spent all weekend thinking about condoms whenever I saw the title of this session.
I thought Jason told that joke originally.
That's just me going to be taking credit for it.
No, I'm pretty sure that was my joke, and just yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the girl said it, but then the guy said it again, and so the guy gets the credit for it. That's
Right.
how it
Always.
works.
FT bullies.
Patriarchy.
I just wanted to add a huge thank you to all of our participants who themselves worked the hell through amazing technical difficulties to be here and provide some impressive programming.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had 80+ speakers, and every one of them was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I love you all.
I love you.
Awesome. Oh, good freeze. Yeah. How did she do that?
Background now.
All right, you guys. I'm going home. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Right.
All right,
Good
bye,
night.
y'all. Good night.